So, like, can you hear me now, sir?
I hope it didn't die. We good? All right, most likely. All right, I'll just make sure I keep an eye on the mic, just in case I need to switch over to the regular mic. We got it. All right, most high Christ. So I'll start that introduction over. Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Baruch to all the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Yilatub Hashem Yahushai. To all the sisters, this is the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander John Yohana. Understand this is the ISUPK Las Vegas Tuesday Brotherhood class, and I'm Precinct Officer 500. All right, so today what we're going to be going over, first we're going to hit a couple subjects, a couple scriptures on multiple wives. You understand? That's something that we all need to get a grasp on. You understand? Women need to get a grasp on that you know, it is okay to share your man, and also, you know, we're going to touch.
Let's see. Hey, Salakia, sir, can you still hear me? Because that microphone just died again. If you're still in the class. Salakia. Make sure we get that on the charger then. At least I didn't say that whole thing and then it fucking died. So check I'll check it. Let's see if it's still working. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're still good. So Salakia, as I was saying, having a couple little difficulties with our microphone. Salakia, we got to sort it out now. But so it's important for women to understand that it's okay for you to share your man. All right. But also we're going to touch on to a couple of things, because you know what? It's not something to just simply benefit the man. You understand? There's still laws for the man to even have more than one woman. Right. So we're going to touch on that. I don't really expect that to take up the whole class. So Lord allow it doesn't. I have another topic prepared for y'all. I actually have 3 topics for y'all. The second one being, we'll go into how we all need to be on one accord, right? And then the third topic that I have prepared is to go on to communication. You understand? So they all 3 actually, they slick all go together. Okay. Before we actually get that started, though, we get into this topic though that I got prepared for y'all with the multiple wives. Just like every week that we ask, make sure that y'all like and share the class. You understand? Do your part to spread this truth out to the 4 corners of the earth. You understand? There may be somebody on your timeline that is a so-called Black, Hispanic, First Nation man or woman that is actually trying to turn their life around for the better. You understand? And the only way that they can do that is by following the Most High God. You understand? And you cannot follow the Most High God in the Christian church. You understand? You cannot follow the Most High God in the Muslim Buddhism. The only way that you can actually follow the Most High God is here in the ISUPK under Commander John Yohana. You understand? So with that, give them, brothers and sisters, that opportunity, because you may just be that bridge for them to be able to turn their lives around. You understand? So I'm just going to go ahead and do that for myself. Is it not streaming on Facebook yet? I see we Tawab on YouTube, but I didn't get the notification for Facebook for me to start. It's on Facebook? Mm-hmm. Why can't I see it? Let's see. Give me 1 second so I can like and share it myself. We're not like the Christian church, right? We're not going to sit there and tell you to do one thing and then we're going to do something totally different. You understand? We are not hypocrites in the ISUPK. There we go. Also, with that being said, if there's anyone that's online that has any questions, as well as in the room, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, and I will answer your question to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to do so myself, I will take your question and ask a man that is mightier than myself to get your question answered. You understand? We are not the Christian church where we're just going to sit there and dance and say and sing and, just make you feel good so that way, you can stop asking me questions. You understand? We encourage questions here in the ISUPK so that we may actually edify our people. You understand? That is the duty of a priest and prophet of the Lord. You understand? For us to edify our people. You understand? I'm just gonna share it twice, man. Screw it. My phone. I hate Facebook on my phone. That's how you know that Facebook it was meant for the iPhones. It always worked good for the iPhone. Anyway. Huh? Yeah. It says the iPhone user who hates Facebook, right? But anyways, so as I was saying, if I'll get that question answered for you. Either we'll bring it out in the Thursday class with Priest and Officer 5000 Shabal for the scripture breakdown class, and or we'll bring it out in my following class, of which I teach a Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? So with that, I did my part with liking and sharing. Now I'm going to do my other part with teaching this class. All right. Actually, let me push this out one more time. All right. Okay, now let me get my notes prepared or brought out. So again, if there's any questions, do you have any questions? No, of course you don't. All right. So if there are any questions, post them in the chat. Baba Kushai. All right. I could do the long way. This long ass breakdown. Yeah, screw it. So we might end up just doing the whole class on multiple women. Because I'm gonna do my notes as well on top of these ones. All right. Get into it. Oops. There it is. All right. So first we're going to start off at is the book of Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. The book of Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And then obviously if I don't complete this breakdown today in class, we'll just pick up next week onto the one body scripture, how we all need to be on one body, right? Okay, so this is the book of Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat of our bread. Oh, so like it. We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, since I do have a student in the classroom today, do you think you could break that down? What did we just read right there? In your words. Don't be worried about. Don't be too concerned throughout the class if you break it down incorrectly. Just tell me what you understood.
Well, 7 women are. They well, from that it just basically says that 7 women are underneath the man mainly for his name. Like,
But okay, so what do you like? Give me more on that. Like you're right. So 7 women will come unto one man just for his name. Like what do you mean just for his name?
well, like for instance, you would be just so that we can be under the house of a rock, right?
Okay. All right. No, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. So, of course, you need to take into consideration what is all said. So, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying. So now, first of all, do you think that in this day that it's referring to, that it's going to be 7 women to each and every single man, or do you understand that the number 7 is just used as many women? Because quite frankly, how many the world and society that we live in here in America, how many women does a man legally and is proud to say that he has? Just one, right? But in this day that the Lord is speaking about, a man, 7 women or many women, because it could just be 2 or 3 women will go to one man. All right. Will go to one man saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. What is being said right there? All right, put it simple. If you don't know, it's fine.
I'm not sure.
All right, no sweat. So what those sisters are saying, what those women are saying to that one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, we will wear our own apparel. I will feed myself. I will clothe myself. In other words, basically like what they say today in here in America, that you know what, I don't need anybody to take care of me. I'll take care of myself. But this is what separates these sisters from the sisters of the world is what we read after, right? Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So, like you said, they want to be called by, that one man's name. And you use me as an example. All right. All 7 of those women, many of those women, those numerous women they just want to be called the property, the rib of a rock, so that their reproach will be taken away. You understand? They will feed them. They'll take care of themselves. I really ain't. They basically saying, you ain't got to take care of me. Just be my man so that you can take away my reproach. Now, what does that word reproach mean? Do you know what reproach means off the top of your head? I know you're looking it up, which is the right thing to do. But do you know what it means off the top of your head by any chance? No sweat. Just go. Yeah, no sweat. Just pull it up. I'm gonna see if it's in the Zondervans, and we'll do a little compare and contrast. Doesn't look like it is actually. Yeah, it just stops at reprobate. Okay, no sweat. If you got that, go ahead and read me the definition of Bible shot.
Well, in the Oxford Language Dictionary, it says that it's an expression of disapproval or disappointment.
Okay, so in case, because I know this microphone doesn't pick up the best sound, what the sister just said from the Oxford Dictionary, it said that the word reproach means, say it one more time.
It means the expression of disapproval or disappointment.
The expression of disapproval or disappointment. Read me the next definition.
It says to address someone in such a way as to express disapproval or disappointment.
Or to express some way in such a way that is disapproval or disappointment. Okay. Now, let's go with that definition. That one's solid. Is there another definition?
Yeah, there's one that says To accuse someone of, I guess.
To accuse someone of.
Yeah, and then rebuke.
To rebuke.
Yeah. Isn't that like offensive?
To rebuke is like to correct. Okay, so we'll go with that second definition that you had read. Read that one more time so I can read it for the class.
The second one was to address in someone in such a way as to express disapproval or disappointment.
Actually, I'll just pull it up myself. No, you good. The water though. Close. All right. So it says to take away our reproach. So we need the noun, right? So reproach in the Oxford Dictionary, the noun, the expression of disapproval or disappointment. Now we're talking about women, all right? What women on the face of the earth has any type of reproach about them? Can anybody tell me that? What women on earth have a reproach, have a, what's another word we can use? A stereotype that needs to be removed from being on them as a label because they are of this people. Slacking. Go ahead. Okay, who are the Israelite women?
So-called black women.
Right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation women. You understand? Black, Hispanic, and First Nation women. What are some of the reproach words? What are some of the what's the word? Stereotype words, labels that the world, that the earth, mind you, the earth labels our people for, labels our women with. You understand? Ratchet, loudmouth, unruly, huh?
I see bitter.
Bitter. No, that's it. No, that's excellent. Bitter. Our women, see, and that's the thing. We even think that our own women is bitter against us, right? But see now earlier I said this is how you know that these women are righteous because of what they say after, where they just said, man, just let me be called by your name so you can take away my reproach. So they're putting aside all of their jealousy. You understand? So that they can simply just have a man. They're gonna put away being, bitter. They're gonna put away, they want that label of being called ratchet and unruly and just, any of the other names that the world labels our women at. Loudmouth. You know what I'm saying? What else? Whatever you can think of whenever they talk about Black, Hispanic, and First Nation women, right? These women are saying, man, you know what? Just take it away from me. Man, I'll take care of myself. I don't even need you to, they're not going to get on Facebook talking about, well, a man needs to prove to me that he can provide for me and the other bitch that he going to play with. If he wants to have multiple wives, he has to be financially there. No, because you know what? What's the Bible say about a woman who is actually going to seek out a man? You understand? Because mind you, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. So they are going to take action to go get them one man, and it's all going to be the same man. You understand? What's the Bible say about it? Man, them women, I don't give a damn what they say on Facebook. I don't give a damn what society says. I'll take care of my goddamn self, but you can never say that I'm like what you thought I was before I decided to submit myself, before I decided to be, this good woman that I am now. And mind you, this one man that these 7 women, that these many women are going to, that they are taking hold onto. Do you know what kind of man that is, sis? It's a righteous man. It's a man of the Lord. It's going to be a priest and prophet of God. You understand? So with that being said, what's going to happen to those women? In turn, he's going to smooth them out. he's gonna get them, help them work them demons out. You understand? To get them right, so that what? First it just starts with the fact that they're just like, you know what? I'm tired of being labeled and looked at like this. And then that brother takes it to that limit, to that step, Salakia, so that they can't be labeled like that because they're not loudmouth. This is a good, obedient, submissive wife. She is a good woman who serves and loves her people. You understand? And not only that, but she is a woman of the Most High God. You understand? But all in all, just like with the subject, of multiple wives, we already starting off with it, that multiple wives is something of the Bible. You understand? All right, we're going to drop that. Now we're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 2, if there's no questions. Book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 2. All right, maybe it is. Maybe I should just learn to use this one. It's like it, y'all. All right. This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 2. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. What did we just read right there? What can you take and unpack from that one scripture? So you're right, but there's something in specific I'm looking for. No, I mean that's true, but we're not the only way that a woman can break ties, have a divorce with her husband is if he dies. So in other words, there is no divorce. You understand? Women are not, according to the Bible, the New Testament law, the covenant that Christ came to establish on the earth, the spirit of the law. You understand? Because that's what Christ came on the face of the earth to show us. Moses gave us the letter of the law. Yahushua Mashiach in the Hebrew, or Jesus Christ in the English, he came to show us the spirit of the law. And I see you. In the midst of the spirit of the law is to be done and over with divorce. You understand? Now, something else that should be unpacked from that is, sisters, y'all need to be more mindful with who you lay down with, because according to the Bible, you only get to lay down with one nigga. You only get to lay down with one man. There is no do-overs. You understand? According to the law, there is no do-overs. Now, of course, because of our circumstance of being in an oppression and you not knowing what the truth is, for those of y'all, this, the first time that you've even heard anything like this, you understand? If you don't already belong to a man, but you got your body count, whatever, stay celibate. You understand? Make sure you stay celibate and you reach out to your respective camp leader. You understand? To get counsel on whether or not you should even take another goddamn husband. You understand? But first and foremost, just be prepared to put your box on ice for 90 days. You understand? Cool that off for a good little hot bit, so that you can change yourself to be a woman that's actually fit for a man of the Most High God. You understand? And then, hey, you'll get set up with one in due time. If because we ain't in here to make no false promises. You understand? If you are cleared, I should say, to have a husband. Not every man needs a wife, and not every woman needs a husband. Some people need to just be just like Christ and be marriageless. You understand? You have something? What was your question?
Because I was gonna say, so what? So like for instance, if a woman comes into school that's learning the truth, but let's say she is quote unquote divorced, or she left her significant other.
She left him before or after?
Let's say before, right? Let's say before, within the time period of her learning the truth.
Okay.
You as somebody, not saying you, but like a man in the school, I guess in general, you knowing the truth, and that would you still be considering that person as married, or is there a time frame for that, or does it that just depend on the person?
So, okay. First things first, like I had said, that sister would have to go through her 90 days in the first place. Because just like, because you went through your 90 days, although you came in while you was married, you do know from the announcements that, a new brother or sister that comes into the school is off limits during those 90-day periods so that they may shed themselves with the world, right? So from there, I mean, they're not even eligible to technically even talk to any brothers, right? So from there, she's supposed to be getting counsel and from her camp leader, or just the man that is set over her to be her. I don't want to say guardian, but to spiritually to lead her in this truth, right? That she checks in with, right? So let's say, for example, a new sister would have come in right now, and Officer Shalimar was, she was instructed to report to Officer Shalimar. So Officer Shalimar is going over, just, doing his priestly duties, whatever questions she has, she's there. Any issues that she's got, he makes sure that, he does make sure that she's covered, right? Then she becomes eligible after her 90 days. So now brothers are able to inquire about it. Say, I'm like, you know what? Hey, I want to inquire about this sister, right? If he were to say, you know what, she, either she may need more time, or I don't think this sister, should marry again, or he may just give me the green light. Yeah, no, let me set it up, see what, how she's feeling about it. That's basically how that would go about. It would, because right there, he's acting as her father. That's her, not even necessarily, kind of like her father, her head. He's her head. You understand?
Yeah, I get that, but my question mainly is if you know that, is it because they didn't know, or like if you know that there is no divorce, how would they still be eligible to even get married if we understand that technically she's still bound to that person? So how would that even work?
Okay, so like I said, because so there's different circumstances with that, right? Let's say she just says that she's just separated from old dude. She hasn't laid down with another man or anything like that since the time that her and said dude had separated or had divorced. That's why I was saying that Shalimar would be going over with her, counseling her. That's the word I wanted to use. Would be counseling her on that to even see, like, is there even any hope for reconciliation? Can she, can she reconcile with her legally married husband to fix things so that she doesn't get put into a position of being basically an adulteress, right? But of course, just like any other sister that may not have been legally married, because that whole legal marriage, you need to just get rid of that whole ring and that whole license. Just the fact that you had sex with the man, you are married, right? So that still is a discernment taken on by her head on whether or not she needs to just stay unmarried or if she could actually marry again, because it honestly just comes down to her situation. Does that make sense? So, because mind you, all the sisters in the school, None of them had any type of marriages before, before the husbands that they have now. You understand what I'm saying? Now, who they were prior to that woman that they killed before she became Shemaiah, a Monabath, Renal, whatever sister, you understand? That sister before, why does it matter? They're dead. That woman is dead. The woman, that new creature now, that's what matters. So that still goes back to what is the condition and situation with reconciliation with that man. Does that make sense? That makes sense? Now I answer your question? All right. Right? So now with that, you come into the school, you learn what the law is, you learn what the truth is, right? The only way that you can part from a man that you allow him to stick his rod inside of you, sisters, is if he dies. Now, when y'all learn things like that, that should really make y'all sisters think. First of all, stop thinking my body, my choice. Because especially if you're somebody that talks about, oh yeah, I love God and I'm a believer in the Bible and whoopty whoopty whoop. Well, guess what God just said? Guess what the Bible just said? You understand? Doesn't sound like you got much of a choice right there. That option of divorce is not there. That man has to die. And mind you, that doesn't give you a license to go ahead and kill the dude and then collect on life insurance. Like, now you just you got double blood on your hands. You understand? So y'all should take put a whole lot more thought and consideration into who you decide to lay down with. You understand? Like, man, y'all love to complain about these little, these nobody pieces of crap dudes that y'all lay down with, talk about niggas ain't shit, but it seems like that is y'all type. Y'all love some ain't shit ass niggas, which baffles. Like it don't make no sense to me. It makes zero sense to me. So and then mind you as well, you letting them shoot up the club, so now you bearing his child, like. But all in all, you wouldn't have the opportunity to shoot up the club if you actually took the time to think, you know what, if I lay down with this brother, that's it. Or I lay down with this heathen, he may put a heathen seed inside of me, and not only am I bound to this heathen man, but now I got a conflict of interest because now I'm about to bear a heathen child. And with that being said, if you are married or have a child that is outside of so-called Black, Hispanic, First Nation men and women, right? You need to get counsel. All right. If you are married to a man that is outside of so-called Black, Hispanic, First Nation men, you need to get counsel. You understand? Just so that you know how to move accordingly. You understand? As a parent and as a wife in that situation. But I'll just shortcut it real quick for you, though. You are not to ever leave him. You understand? You are bound to him the same way. You understand? And of course, we also understand from the other day when we was doing interracial, the interracial marriage breakdown that, you're not even supposed to be laying with them in the first place. That's Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. You're not supposed to be laying down with white Becky. You're not supposed to be, laying down with Udinte and Wanchan Shishan. You understand? You're not to be laying with them in the first doggone place. You're supposed to be with your own people, for thou art an holy people. You understand? All right. Let's go on to verse 3. So then if, while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, or in other words, she just lays down with it. She don't got to go to the courthouse and get a piece of paper. You understand? The law of this land will keep you from doing that. But the law of this book, what the Most High God recognizes as marriage, is sex. if she goes and has sex with another man, you understand, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. You understand? So you will be called an adulteress if your husband, if that man that you lay down with, right, he is alive at the time that you let another man stick his rod inside of you, you are an adulteress. In other words, you are committing adultery, which is an offense punishable by death. You understand? The Most High God will kill you for that. You understand? You will be dealt with for committing adultery. You understand? And hey, brothers, don't y'all get that twisted at all and think that, oh, so it didn't say nothing about brothers. Because mind you, the way that you commit adultery, you lay down with another man's wife. That's how you commit adultery, right? You understand? Yeah. You understand? You're not to lay with other men's wives either. All right? Let's drop that. We're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15. Oh, 21:15. There we go. All right. Now, look. This is one way because it actually doesn't say throughout the Bible, anywhere in the Bible, that a man cannot have more than one woman. It actually, in fact, gives you examples, stories of men who had more than one woman and were never called wicked for that. They were never punished for having more than one wife. You understand? And in fact, there is a law if you were to have a woman or more than one woman. You understand? And we're going to get on it. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15, right? If a man have two wives, let me just start all over, right? In case y'all didn't catch that. If a man have two wives, we're getting into a law stating for a brother who has two wives. All right, this only applies to brothers who have two wives. It don't apply to brothers who don't have a wife at all. This law won't apply to him. You understand? Or who only has one wife. It only sticks with one wife, and there's nothing wrong with with having only one wife. All right. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated, if the firstborn son be hers, that was hated. So right now it's letting you know, all right, this brother ended up taking two wives. One of them he loves, right? He's got a preferred wife. You could say he loves her, all right? The other one, on the other hand, man, like she a handful, can't get along, whatever it may be, he hates her. Okay, he has a child. He has a boy. He has a son with both of them. Okay, that's what we read so far. It's like, all right. Oh, and the firstborn, but though the firstborn is with the wife that he hates, not with the wife that he loves, but the wife that he hates. Right. Verse 16. Then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn be the son of the hated. Let me read that again. That he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated, which is indeed the firstborn. So in other words, it's letting you know that man, if he has more than one wife, and his firstborn son, who is indeed the firstborn son of that wife that he hates, he cannot look over him and give the inheritance to another son, because that inheritance belongs to that firstborn. That is his right, his birthright as the firstborn son. You understand? Verse 17. But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his. You understand? So now we just talked about how sisters need to fucking, or like how sisters, I know your face. So like it. How the sisters need to be mindful of who they lay down with, right? But you know what, brothers, y'all need to be mindful who you lay down with as well. You understand? Because you know what, you might end up having a child with this woman, and it's gonna end up being your firstborn child, and you got to give him a double portion of an inheritance if you a godly man, mind you. But of course, these are all, that's who I'm teaching and instructing, is people who want to actually follow the most high God and to do it properly, right? And so when you give your inheritance to your children, man, your very firstborn son gets double portion. You understand? He gets majority of the inheritance. You understand? Because like it also says, for he is the beginning of your strength. The right of the firstborn belongs to him. And mind you as well, if you don't do it, if you pass him up and give it to one of the children that you prefer after him, aside from the fact that he did something to piss off the inheritance, mind you, to piss off the firstborn right, mind you, right? If you look over here, you just disobey God. You just transgress the law. So what you think is going to happen next? The Lord going to deal with you. You understand? The Most High going to deal with you. He might end up just going ahead and say, you know what? You want to dish it out your way. Okay. Well, guess what? Everything that you had, you might have had a whole buku land and, property, livestock, everything. And after you die, you think that you're going to, when you regenerate into your son's seed, that, you're going to get all that back. Nope. You ain't getting shit back. You just pissed off your inheritance away because you wanted to skip over your firstborn because, you didn't like his mother. You laid with her. You liked her enough to have that feel good sensation amongst the both of y'all. You understand? So just like, I'm sure that y'all heard this before, right? My father used to tell me all the time, man, hey, you make your bed, you better lay in it. You understand? The Lord is basically saying that right here. You make your bed, you need to lay in it. You need to do what is right according to the law. You understand? But to get back on the main topic, hey, at what point did it say that man will be dealt with because he had another wife? You understand? This is the law on how you are to even deal with your children amongst, if you end up putting yourself into a terrible situation where you got a wife that you love and the other one, you just like, God damn, what I get myself into? You understand? You have children with the both of them. And the latter woman has your firstborn son, Salakia. You understand? There's a law on that. Which that in itself lets you know, sisters, that your man can't have another woman. And you just need to get some counsel. You've got a jealous bitch of a demon on you that's making you act like that demon. You understand? That's not me saying that you are a bitch. I'm saying that you acting out how that demon wants you to, and that's like that demon. You understand? and you need to seek out counsel if you have issues with your man having another woman. You understand? But first and foremost, just like what the law says that Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew or Jesus Christ, Salaki. Just like what he said, before you try to take your husband to counsel for having another woman, and this is just to spare you an embarrassment, right? Because for those of y'all that watch General Mahaiman's classes, he speaks on it damn near all the time about how stupid y'all are. Make sure that you talk to your husband first. Because you know what? He may be able to fix the issue for you by himself. You understand? Like I'm prior, so-called white man's military. One thing that he instilled in me, that military did instill to me, that I believe should be, should be instilled actually in every household, is problem solving at the lowest level. You understand? Do you know what that means? Do you know what I mean by that? By problem solving at the lowest level, which this actually goes along with what Christ has said, that if you have an issue with some, with the brother, go to him and him alone, and tell him your issue. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You start at the bottom, basically, and then just work your way up. Like,
give me more like that. Instance, you're right, but that's really vague. Give me more.
Like for instance, you started off with the person that you're having conflict with, and then if that doesn't work, you move on to the next person above that person. If that doesn't work, you just keep doing the same thing.
Right. Something that's, you can even take it to, with your kids. Maybe your kids got to opt with each other. Man, don't come running me. Y'all, I want y'all to figure it out first. And if there's an old, let's say you got 3 kids and the 2 youngest ones got to opt with each other. If y'all can't figure it out between y'all 2, don't come running to me. Don't come running to your mama. Go see if the eldest one can resolve it. You understand? And if he or she can't resolve it, then you go up to the next level. You understand? You always take levels with that sort of thing. That alleviates so much embarrassment in counsel. Some of the stories that I've heard, Lord forbid I ever got to get put into a counsel for General Mahaiman. I've just heard stories. Lord forbid I ever got to be a part of, where I'm getting counseled. But, that's not a situation that you want to get into. You understand? But mind you, the important thing is the right thing to do anyway, sis. If you got an issue with your man, take it to him. Got an issue with, maybe he's spending too much time with the other man. He might be able to, hey, I hear what you're saying, but let's look at this, that, and the other. Maybe I'll do a little bit more with you or something like that to accommodate that. You just feel like you got something missing. You just never know. You might end up getting more just because you went to him and not on some, oh my God, why you always hanging out with that other bitch and da-da-da. Like, no, like, man, Salakia, my Lord. Like, Salakia, I don't want, let me put something in your ear real quick. Let me, tell you about how I feel. Like, I don't, I just don't like how things are going. I just want a little bit more. You just never know. Sit there and listen, and you know what? You're right. I mean, although technically things may have or may not have changed, to the time variance of what you think, or you may be saying, but you know what? I probably have been neglecting you on taking you out. So I'll start taking you out more. Now y'all got a set date night. You got a double set date night where y'all go twice a week or something like that. You just never know. I'm just throwing out examples. All right, when you do the right thing, the positive outcomes that the possibilities of positive outcomes is innumerable. You understand? You just got to go about it the correct way. You understand? And always start from the bottom and work up. You understand? Because then that saves everybody embarrassment. Slick me, I'm the type of person, man, I really don't want people in my business. I'm not the type of person that goes and, when I got an issue, I'm asking everybody, their views on, like trying to get everybody's perspective. You understand? Like, for example, I might have an issue with, I'm not going to say issue. I don't have issues with my ribs. I don't. We just have little hiccups and problems here and there that, that come and go like a sandstorm. I might have one issue that that surfaces for a bit. I don't go and ask every single officer. I don't go ask every single captain. I don't go ask every single general. You understand? I don't need all these perspectives. And this was also something that was going to go into the whole one body breakdown I was going to get into, because I'm already looking at the time. We only got an hour left. So probably won't get into that at all today. Right. But you understand, me going to the one brother that I go to, like me, I go to Officer Shabal. You understand? Like, he a solid ass brother, but also he one of the, he is the wisest brother that we got out here in Las Vegas. That's why he have 5,000. So I go to him, and I only go to him. You understand? With my serious matters, and I get his counsel, because I also understand that, for one, he's not gonna go tell everybody my business, right? But also, two, because he is one body with the ISUPK, with Yahweh Shai Mashiach, with Commander General Yohana. Me going to him, the answer I get may not be that same seasoning that Commander General Yohana would give me, but when it all boils down, it's still the same thing. You understand? Because I know, I almost called generals. I almost gave him a whole buku rank raises, man. It's like Officer 5,000 Shabal. You understand? He's on one accord. He is one body. It's going to be the same. He's just going to lay it down his way. You understand? He's just going to, give me that counsel in his way, Shabal's way. You understand? And quite frankly, that's the way that worked for me, because I understand. And that's all I need. I don't need everybody else's perspective. I don't need everybody else's counsel. And I sure as hell don't want everybody in my business. So, and brothers, y'all need to take note of that as well. And that's not me trying to take, toot my own horn or anything like that. But brothers, y'all need to take note of that. Sisters, especially. You understand? Don't be trying to get your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your cousin, and then finally you go to your husband when they already got, doggone filled your head up with all sorts of nonsense and emotions and feelings, so that when you finally go to him, you're already on your toes, ready to attack, because they already put a perspective in your mind. You understand? Go to your husband. Do the right thing. You understand? And that's not even just with marriage. That's on all things. All right. So, like, I know I got really sidetracked with that. All right. Let's go ahead and drop that. We'll go to the book of Matthew, chapter 25, and verse 1. The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Are there any questions before we hit this? You need counsel? You go. I was playing. Oh man, so like I'm funny. I'm just playing. All right. All right, this is the book of Matthew, the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. And this is all written in red. All right. Which, if it's written in red, y'all need to realize you need to shut the hell up, because this is our King, Yahweh Shai Mashiach in the Hebrew, or Jesus Christ in the English. You understand? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. Now, what stands out with that verse right off the top? And mind you, this is Christ speaking. Huh?
the women are going to heaven, not the other way around. Like,
Okay, I can see what you're saying. That's not what I'm going for, but that is a good point to point out, and we might actually wrap back around and talk about that because that is that's actually a really good point. What else do you think you can unpack from that? Actually, no, we will unpack that.
I know the beginning of it is important, but I can't tell you.
I mean, we're in the very beginning of the chapter.
No, I mean, like the part of the liking unto 10 virgins.
Okay, I'll read it slow and see if you can pick it up. Right? Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. No? So we all understand this is Christ speaking, right? This is Yahushua speaking. What is he comparing heaven to? 10 women of marriageable age who went forth to meet a bridegroom. Who went forth. He's comparing the kingdom of heaven to 10 women going to meet one man, their potential husband. It's like Bachelor without, the BS nonsense and wickedry. I know how some of y'all sisters like them reality TV shows and whatnot. So here's a good reality TV show without the disgusting spreading of STDs and heartbreak that comes about because he just does, he's gonna stick it in you, but at the end of the show, he just ends up not even liking you. So what does he do? He gives you a rose or something like that, and you go home, or is it the ones that get real? I don't know. And y'all ain't gonna twist me up. Think I watched that show. Huh? Get some completely. Those of y'all that had the positive test results, you're going home. So lucky. You understand though? But Christ is comparing the kingdom of heaven as if a man is about to have 10 women come and meet him for their marriage. Now, some of y'all brothers might not be able to fathom this because you know what? You're in the world and that's why you're weak. You a weak brother in the world. And I don't give a damn how many bitches and hoes and, how long you've been pimping and this, that, and the other. Man, you weak. Because at the end of the day, you are in the world, or you have all that because you lied to those women. You understand? And that makes you weak. That makes those women more powerful than you. When you lie to somebody, that lets you know that they got power over you. They are more powerful than you. That's why you afraid of anything that's more powerful than you, right? Everybody is, naturally. That's why I'm afraid of the Most High God. Hell, I even got fear for the men, the men that outrank me. That's why, when they give me an order out of fear, I make sure I go do it. Because I don't, the fear of having to hear their mouth. The fear of, I ain't worried about, them putting hands on me or anything like that. And it's, it has nothing about actually, us tussling. I'm not about to get on some macho man shit. You understand? It's just me as a person. I don't want to hear somebody's mouth. Because at the end of the day, when I know, when I'm getting chewed out for something I didn't do or I did incorrectly, it's because I disappointed them. Well, because I love my brothers, if I disappoint them, it hurts me. And it's like who goes out of their way to hurt themselves? I know that's some white people shit. What do they call? Is it the sadist or is it the masochist that likes that likes to receive the pain and whatnot? But that's white people. That's some weird shit. You understand? We're not nobody is in the ISUPK trying to go out of their way to do that, especially myself. I'm not trying to hurt myself. You understand? So, and mind you, I also look at when a man above me gives me an order, I look at that as if the Most High God is giving me that order. That, orders trickle downhill, just like how shit roll downhill. Orders go downhill. You understand? So when it gets to me, okay, well, the Most High said I need to do it. So not only do I not want to disappoint my brothers, like I just said, but I sure as hell don't want to disappoint the Most High God. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So, man, I got so sidetracked with that. I ain't gonna front. I still forgot. It's a lot. I hate when I do that. All right, let's just get back on the topic. It's a lot. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. So the kingdom of heaven is just like having more than one wife, having, more than one wife coming to you on your marriage in one day for a marriage ceremony. You understand? Verse 2, and 5 of them were wise and 5 of them were foolish. Man, I got 5 wise ones on the way. Ooh, Most High Christ. In the kingdom, that do sound, man, 5 is, if it's in the kingdom, I think I can handle 5. Just because I don't think, slavery ain't gonna be slavery. Work ain't gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm just playing. But 5 wise ones, man. And then 5 were foolish, right? Verse 3, they that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. So the ones that were foolish in their lamps, they didn't take extra oil. They just thought, they just, had to have just enough to, to walk basically from their house or to the meeting point type thing, right? Verse 4, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. So the wise ones took extra oil because they're like, man, I don't know what all I need to make sure that I get this marriage with this man because she wants this man. You understand? She said, I ain't missing that opportunity. Nah, I know everything gonna be straight. I know that, yeah, sure, I might have to share a man, but I know I'm gonna be happy and taken care of. So I'm gonna make sure I do the wise thing and be prepared just in case I need some extra oil, right? Verse 5, while the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean that the bridegroom tarried? Bridegroom, man, he took his time. Y'all know how niggas is. Like if marriage ceremonies was about the bridegroom, the man, they'd be like, all right, at 1300, 1 p.m., we gonna get married. But that nigga ain't showing up till about 1:45, maybe even 2 o'clock. Because hell, he's going to tarry. He's going, having his time with his boys right before the marriage. Maybe have a couple, a drink or two or whatever. He wants to make sure that he is really prepared. Get himself started. About to take this woman on. All right, I'm ready now. Let's go do this. You understand? Do we not? Is that not us? And that's just talking about. I ain't gonna say stupid because marriage ceremonies does have its value, right? And it is also something that we do in the Israelite culture, just not the way that they do it, right? These marriage ceremonies now in America, maybe not in that context, but marriage ceremonies celebrating is something that we do. All right. But he took his time, right? And they all slumbered and slept. So while he was taking his time, them 10 sisters, the 5 foolish and the 5 wives, they ended up falling asleep. Okay. Verse 6, and at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. So somebody let it out, shout it out. Hey, the bridegroom is ready now. Y'all come see him now. Go meet him. Right? Let's get this going. Verse 7. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. All right. So they all arose, trimmed their lamps so that they can re-spark it back up. Right? Verse 8. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. Man, so the foolish ones, they expended all of their oil. You understand? Like Shalom Yahweh, sir. Doesn't give me an exact name, but it's good to see you in the class. You understand? So the foolish ones, damn, the lamp went out. Like, let me get some of your oil. Right? Verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. I said, man, why you don't ask me? Like, I need to make sure I have enough for myself. I prepared enough for myself and some after that, an extra for myself. I didn't bring enough for you. I didn't bring enough for the next one. You understand? I brought enough to make sure that I get married, that my hand gets taken in this marriage. You understand? And they said, man, you might want to hurry up. Maybe you got time. You can go ask somebody to go buy. You could buy some off somebody real quick, right? Verse 10. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. All right. So now y'all also got to keep in mind this whole parable right here is actually manifold. All right. I'm using this parable for our the topic that we're using today with multiple women in a marriage, right? Just because, for one, why would Christ even compare a marriage with multiple women if it wasn't even lawful in the first place? You understand? Not once has Christ ever made a comparison of something of righteousness to equate it to something with wickedness. You never, it's like you, but you've never seen, you will never see in the Bible Christ say, the kingdom of heaven is like the happiness that you get from going to a pride march. You understand? He would never even say anything like that. The kingdom of heaven is likened unto selling drugs. All the money that you would get from witchcraft and wizardry and fortune telling and numerology and astrology and all these other wicked things that we are not supposed to partake in. You understand? Yahweh Shai Mashiach never made those. The kingdom of heaven is like sleeping with white bitches. Christ never made that comparison. But you know what he did make a comparison with? Having multiple women. That's like, the kingdom of heaven is like having 5 women who are prepared to do what is necessary to get the job done so that they can get what they want. Which ultimately, I'm pretty sure that, you come to class, you cover your head, you come to the high holy days, the feast days, you are a submissive rib to your husband. You are a good woman to your husband, and you do these things. Why? You took it to the level that you took it to. Why? Because you want the kingdom of heaven, right? Because you want to be able to inherit what the Lord has reserved for you as long as you endure to the end, right? That's simple. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, you ask majority.
I'm slacking.
You ask an ISUPK brother why he became an officer and climbed those ranks. You know what he's going to tell you? Because I want rulership. I want to rule over the lands of this earth. I want my inheritance to be rulership, where I get whole cities, countries, states, continents, what have you, whatever limit. I mean, hell, you never know, man. Yeah, Hawashai might be like, okay, listen, I know we just got the kingdom of heaven established on earth, got everything all situated, but you know how, Elon Musk was, titty talent with colonizing the moon and Mars. Well, within the next 15 years, we're gonna have an entire. I don't even want to use the word colony. We're gonna have an entire establishment on both the moon and the Mars, where we can go and live there. We're gonna start terraforming the moon and Mars. We're gonna go terraform. And for those of y'all that don't know what terraforming means, it's basically the process of creating an atmosphere and an ozone layer and everything like that, so that you can essentially start having life on a planet and or a moon, or a planet or a moon. You understand? For all you know, man, Christ might be on that. So if that's the case, man, I want me a whole goddamn planet. If it so fits my inheritance for the work that I have done, man, Lord allow. That could be something for my future generations to run over. Well, I'm over Mars, but hey, I still know who my king is. It's still technically, it still is, Yahweh Shai Mashiach is, rulership over this. But he's trusting me to have this entire planet, to rule over it under, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Man, I'll take it. You understand? But also another thing that you need to take from what we had just read in these 10 chapters is that, man, you got to be prepared, period. You understand? You have to prepare yourself for what may come. You may think that all you got to do is just little small, simple things, and that's just how you prepare for the kingdom of heaven. That's how you compare. You prepare for the wilderness. That's how you prepare for what is to come. Man, what is to come? Well, World War III. You understand these thermonuclear warfare and the warfare. Period. That is going to come to pass. The things that you need to prepare yourself for is most of y'all are oblivious to it. You understand? And that's why it's so important for Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation men and women to come into the ISUPK so that we can teach you to become prepared. You understand? Whereas, in every zone throughout the world, wherever you have an ISUPK school, we have medics, we have weapons experts, survival experts, survivalists. That's what I want to say. You got survivalists, people who just know the land, what you can and cannot eat, how you can, do this, that, and the other. You understand? That's what we have in the ISUPK. We are those 5 wise women. You understand? We are those 5 wise women preparing ourselves for when Christ returns. Because Christ, in this situation, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, is that bridegroom. You understand? And us here on earth right now, we are those 5 wise women. You could be them 5 unwise women and, keep going to the parties and keep doing your drugs. Keep tempting the Lord so that you may get monkeypox. You understand? These, keep on playing. Take your time. And then there will be a time where, who knows how exactly it's gonna work. How should I get boots on the ground? He goes, hey, is there anybody that you feel like I may have looked over? Like, what is your report? Who, in your words, in your mind, who should we take up into this chariot? Who should be spared? And then you gonna have that brother, have that sister that is just being dilly-dallying off the whole doggone time. Hey, make sure you say something. Dude, just 5 seconds ago, you just sold that brother some crack. Now you want to get right? Now you want to confess? You get what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in that situation. Be prepared. Make yourself holy now. You understand? My notes do say through 13, so we're going to hit verse 11. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. Just like what I said, man. Like now you crying out when it's too late. The door's already shut. The numbers have already been collected. You understand? Verse 12. But he answered and said, verily, I say unto you, I know you not. I don't know who you are. Because like I just said in that example, man, you just got done selling crack cocaine to that brother. I don't know you. I don't mess with you. Just because you know my name is Officer 500 or Rock, that don't mean I mess with you. I get it. You my brother, but at the same time, man, I'm supposed to taint my name. And with that being said, that's also how when I'm speaking to a woman, you understand how that is one thing that goes through my mind. If I were to lay down with this woman, is she gonna put me in a situation where I'm gonna be face palming my face and just be like, man, I wish I can say this, that I don't know you. And I pray that you brothers understand what I'm saying right there. All right? Because as we already broke down, we can have more than one woman. Okay? But you need to be mindful, just like you need to have that mindset like that bridegroom right here in that parable that Yahushua HaMashiach just gave us. You understand? And don't just take any woman that just comes her way, or comes your way, Salakia. You understand? Have some standards. Have a woman who is ready, have a woman who wants to keep herself prepared for you, who understands that you, Black, Hispanic, and First Nation man, that you are the prize. Take a woman who understands that. Because everybody else is going to, you're just going to get on bandwagon. You understand? Just like how there's going to be buku people. All of a sudden, everybody a Buffalo Bills fan. Everybody about to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. You understand? And I damn near deal with it for the last 3-4 years. Everybody all of a sudden becoming San Francisco fans. But y'all went there, what was that? Like early 2010s when we was having like 3 and 15, 3 and 14 records. Y'all weren't fans then. You understand? I ain't gonna count you as a fan now. You understand? You gotta have that same exact mindset with these women. All right. If not, man, they're gonna destroy you. I'm gonna forewarn you now. Then women will destroy you. They will be your end. All right. Verse 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. So of course, this parable is for, you don't know when Yahushua Mashiach is going to return, when the actual end is going to be. So stay prepared, stay vigilant, be ready. You know what you need to do. Hell, if you only know so far that you need to be in the ISUPK watching our classes, stay on that so you can learn everything else. You understand? But for those of y'all that do know it all, that do know how to prepare, man, stay prepared. Be vigilant. You understand? Because you just never know. And of course, the kingdom of heaven, man, he's trying to let you, how is I trying to let you know that, hey, in the kingdom, it's gonna be, it's gonna be like having just wise women who prepare to do what they gotta do so they can have you. In other words, multiple wives, just like what the main topic is, right? All right. Let's go ahead and drop that now. Go to the book of Romans, chapter 4 and verse 15. The book of Romans, chapter 4 and verse 15. All right. This is the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression. So, in other words, for those brothers that are in the world and are still weak under women, you understand? I'll give you a little wake up call, a little wake out, shout out. Or I don't even know what word I want to use. Like you, trying to help you out. All right. What the Bible says is, for where there is no law, there is no transgression. There is no sin. You understand? You can only sin if you transgress the law. But if there is no law for it, there's nothing to transgress. So in other words, if you got some wicked ass bitch trying to tell you that you can only be with her and only her and this, that, and the other, listen, I'm going to start with this. If that is your choice, brother, then hey, Lord be with you. That's cool, man. Ain't no sweat. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. But if it is your desire to take yourself another woman, man, listen. There's certain words I want to use right now. Forget what she talking about. Go get yourself another doggone woman. This scripture right here just lets you know the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse 15. Because the law worketh wrath, for where no law is, there is no transgression. So in other words, for the law works only the punishments. You understand? You're only going to receive punishments for things that for the laws of which you transgress. There is no law against you having more than one woman. You want you another woman? We've already touched a little bit on how you need to how you need to move with that. All right, and I believe we should be getting a little bit more as well. I hope I was smart enough to put that into my notes. Let me see if it's in there. I think it's in Exodus. Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, there it is. Exodus 21 and 10. I'll make sure that, because I don't think I'm going to get through all of these scriptures. I got buku scriptures for this. I forgot my notes was deep like that. But mind you, there's plenty of precepts and examples of either them talking about how, it is ordained for a man to have more than one woman, or it just lists how a man has more than one woman, and then it follows with him being an upright and righteous man. But for tonight, though, I will make sure that I end the class on the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 10, right? And actually, we'll do the same thing if we have to do a part 2 as well. We'll still end it with that scripture as well. You understand? But back on it, all right. Where there is no law, there is no sin. If you want yourself another woman, go get you another woman. And if that wicked bitch leaves you, first of all, she was never for you. All right. Secondly, she's wicked. Thirdly, you gotta understand, man, if you want yourself multiple women, if you do it correctly, the right way, just because you lost that one, you get yourself a righteous one. You think that righteous one is going to leave you when you decide to take another one? with her knowing and you not pussyfooting around. Yeah, oh, well, yeah. I mean, I kind of want to know. No, yeah, mama. I plan on taking me a couple of wives. You understand? Lord allow. This is what you want. You know, or this is how many women that I want. Yes, man, okay with it, then so be it. You understand? You think that's gonna be enough for her to leave you? If she's righteous? Oh, it's a good woman. You understand? You can tell her 30 wives. Okay, I mean, shit, is that gonna take away from our date night? Is that gonna take away from what we do? What we already doing, what we already established? You understand? And with that being said, too, y'all brothers, y'all need to be mindful, man. I ain't gonna sit here and flex and act like I didn't make this mistake before. When you sitting here courting a woman, when you court the sister, right? Don't try to be a nigga that you know is gonna get her to fall in love with you. All right, that's it. That's slick weak. You understand? And what I mean by that is like, take for example, if you like me, and this is where I made a mistake before, right? You like me, man. I hate talking on the phone. You understand? Of course, you know, people will get into that, you know, whenever you're talking to something new and exciting or whatever. Yeah, I'll talk on the phone for the first, you know, couple nights, whatever, maybe a month or so, whatever. I'll be a little bit more willing to talk on the phone. But let's be real. And this is how most brothers is. Once you got it, once you know you got it, now you start to revert to who you know, how you really are. You understand? Where now you put her in a position to sit there and complain to you and say, how come we don't talk on the phone no more? You don't talk to the phone. You always just want to text me. Why don't we talk on the phone no more? You understand? Don't do that. I've made that mistake before. And believe me, you know, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, that things was able to get smoothed out with that and everything. But you don't want to get put into that circumstance, into that position, because now she's got a reason to complain to you. You understand? She's got reason to bitch and moan to you. You understand? If you do the right thing and you just be you from the very get-go, up until that time that she just tries to, you know, up until that time that you decide to take you a second rib, right? Oh, now things are different, and she can't say it because you're like, okay, but what did I stop? You don't talk to me as much as I do. Okay, let's look at the text messages. Still same frequency. You understand? And that's just an example. Don't set yourself up for that. And of course, you know, that's a mistake that I made before. You understand? Don't do that to yourself. All right? Be stronger than that. Be better than that. Okay? Because we're a man. Like, listen, don't be afraid of no doggone woman, period. Because a better one is a better and a badder one gonna come down the street in about 20 minutes, anyways. You just think this is the baddest one that you've seen to date until you wait that 20 minutes, and then you get an even badder one who's actually with the business. You just gotta let her know. You just gotta show her that you was a righteous brother. That you understand what I'm saying? And she'll submit. You get what I'm saying? All right. All right, let's drop that. That was Romans 4:15, right? Yeah, 4:15. All right, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 2. Now we're gonna, start bringing out some examples of brothers who had more than one wife. All right. Now, for those of y'all that are tracking on what the word Genesis translates to, it's the beginning. So in the beginning, all right, chapter 16, verse 2. All right. And Sarah said unto Abram, behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. So, and you understand? So right here, mind you, Who is Abram? Do you know who Abram is? Do you know who that brother is? Who Abraham is? Huh? The son of Jacob? No, he is our progenitor of the of the promise. He is a forefather of the promise. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name later gets changed to Abraham. You understand? Right. So with that being said, the man that was, the promise was given to about his, his seed having rulership and inheritance forever on the face of this earth. You understand? He had more than one wife, right? And her name was Hagar. All right. We're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 18. Book of Genesis, chapter 29 and verse 18. All right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 18. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. All right. So Jacob is going to Laban and, trying to make a deal with him. Man, I love your younger daughter, Rachel. Like, man, I'll work for you for 7 years. Just let me marry her. Okay. Let's drop down to verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. Man, he loved that woman so much that he, them 7 years felt like only just a few days to him. That's how bad he wanted this woman. All right, and that's a beautiful thing right there, right? That's real Black, Hispanic, First Nation people with love right there. All right. Drop down to verse 25. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did I not serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me? So Laban slick did beguile. He tripped Jacob up, right? The deal was that he was going to get Rachel, all right? But because Leah, she was getting older and, hadn't been married yet and whatnot, he had Leah go into that tent when, Jacob, had a few, too many drinks, and then he went into her. All right. This also lets you know that marriage certificate doesn't mean anything. When you go to the courthouse and pay $200 for that little stupid piece of paper, that doesn't mean anything. When you have a whole ceremony, party, what have you, that ring, they don't mean anything. You understand? Because you got to think, and y'all can read the chapter for yourself, the book of Genesis, chapter 29 for yourself. Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ, young man. John, it's good to see you, Watt. That whole set that y'all can read the chapter 29. You can see that they threw a marriage celebration for Rachel and Jacob, but Laban sent in Leah. So that ceremony clearly didn't mean nothing. You understand? And technically, the deal didn't mean anything either. You know what actually meant something? You know what was more important than all of it? Can you tell me, sis? They had sex. That's what made them married. Do you understand? Moving on. Verse 26. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country. to give the younger before the firstborn. So of course, it is not our way to give give away the younger sisters before the firstborn. All right. Now, the way that Laban went about it was slick wrong, but that still isn't our way as Israelites, as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, First Nation men and women. Okay, for us to give our younger daughters before we give away our older daughters. Okay. Verse 27, fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years. All right. So now he basically said, man, take your week off with Leah, since y'all is, just newly married, and then I'll allow you to do another 7 years. And then now this will be for Rachel. All right. Verse 28, and Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also. All right. Wait until 29. Okay. And Laban gave in verse 29, and Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid. You understand? So now this is 2 daughters coming from the same man being given to one man. Now, mind you, later on, there is a law that is given to Moses that we are not to do that anymore. All right. So if you're dealing with a woman and she got a younger sister, stop. Don't. All right. That is not lawful. That is not lawful. All right. They fixed that later on, and it's actually because of the bitterness and jealousy that later became about between Leah and Rachel. Because as we had just read, Jacob loved Rachel. You understand? He got beguiled into Leah, but and so it's not necessarily his fault, but Jacob loved Rachel. Okay. So now, what do we get out of from what we just read in the book of Genesis, chapter 29? Hell, Jacob is the progenitor. This Jacob's name later gets changed to Israel. The Israelites, the sons of Jacob, the sons of Israel, come from 4 different women. If that was unlawful, if that was against the will of God, why is it that the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 sons of Israel, came from 4 different women? That was not God's will. If that was not how God wanted it to be. Y'all understand? A man can have more than one woman. All right. Drop that. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 18, verse 17. The book of Leviticus, chapter 18, and verse 17. Well, I said 18, right? Yeah, 18. Okay. Book of Leviticus, chapter 18, and verse 17. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinsmen. It is wickedness. You understand? And now it's also giving you laws onto who is off limits. You understand? Once you start to deal with a woman, now there's certain people that become off limits now. All right. And that is, if she already has children, she has a sister, you understand? You're not to deal with them. You understand? And her daughter not to take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter or uncover her nakedness, for they are right. So you can't even take their son. If she's got a son, or if she's got a son, you are not to take her son's daughter. You understand? Or even her daughter's daughter. You're not to deal with any of her children or grandchildren. You understand? And that's twofold for even your own children. For those of y'all who like to be pedophiles. You understand? Y'all marry another man and let this man touch your damn kids. The Bible speaks against that. Not even just in pedophilia in itself, but it even reiterates it. You understand? Wicked ass is salaki. And that's exactly what it says. It is wicked. It is wickedness. All right. Verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime. See, and that's where it just came up in the law later on, right? Which is, in the book of Leviticus. So now this is Moses. All right. Now Moses is on the scene writing this. All right. It says, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister. So in other words, if your rib has a sister, you're not to take her as a wife. Because, it's already bad enough. You got to think. The woman is the weaker vessel. And there is no law that says that she is not to be jealous. You understand? It's just the fact, as long as she doesn't act on her jealousy, there is no issue. Okay? So, but if you were to marry her sister, now that's going to cause a vexing of the spirit. Because just think about it. Them sisters can't even share clothes. You understand? The wife that you marry, she'll go into her closet when she was growing up and be like, yo, where's my top? I really, there's a top that I really want to wear. And then she goes into her little sister's room and boom, there it is. And it's just a freaking shirt. Why are you wearing my top? And it's a whole bickering session, a whole fight over a freaking shirt. You want to put yourself in the situation, in the place of that shirt. Sometimes that shirt gets ripped to shreds. You want to take that place. But mind you, you don't even want to vex your wife like that in the first place. That's unbrotherly. You understand? To uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. Now, mind you, with that being said, if the sister that you marry, let's say she passes, is her sister, her younger sister off limits? No. If she is available, is she off limits? No. You may take her if you go through the proper channels and it is green lighted for you to take that woman as a wife. You understand? So again, like I said, it's not as just simple for a man to just say, you know what, I want more than one woman. I want more than one wife. And so I'm just going to go and sleep and have sex with anything and everything I can stick my rod into. Nah, nigga, there's rules to this. There's laws to this. You understand? There is a certain way to go about this. You understand? All right. Let's drop that. We're going to go back to the book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 4. All right, the book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 4, just real quick. Are there any questions online? Are there any questions in the room? All right, Most High in Christ. All right, I'll probably just read a couple more and then we'll wrap this up since we're getting short on time. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 30 and verse 4. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. Now remember, we just read in Genesis chapter 9 that Bilhah, I think it's Bilhah. I think that's how you say it. I'm not the best reader, so like you. But Bilhah was given from Laban, Rebekah's father. That was his handmaiden. He gave that handmaiden to Rebekah to be her maid. You understand? And then Rebekah, she gave Bilhah her handmaid to wife, and Jacob went in unto her. Now, this lets you know that when he went in unto her, he stuck his rod inside her box. That made her his wife. But also, it's letting you know. How many wives is that now? That's 3 wives. Nobody wants an answer. That's 3 wives now. You got Leah, you got Rachel, and now you got Bilhah. I believe that's how you say it. Okay? There's 3 wives. And mind you, he's with Rebecca, the one he loved. Said, man, take this woman. Take this hand. You can have her as your wife. You understand? Drop down to verse 9. And when Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her to Jacob to wife. And now we have the 4th wife, the 4th mother of the 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? Jacob had 4 wives. 2 of them were handmaids. You understand? Like, where y'all get this notion that we are not to have more than one woman is beyond me. You understand? I can admit why I was weak before. It was just because I had I was destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Man, I got that knowledge. You can't tell me nothing. The hell? I got the knowledge of the Most High God. There really isn't anybody who could tell me anything. Unless it's a brother, a man above me that's giving me an order. But that's because he does know more. He know more than me. So I can. But you get what I'm saying? Some goofy in the world can't tell me nothing. No man, no woman in the world can tell me anything about this Bible. Tell me that I'm wrong for having more than one woman. And says who? You? Why am I worried about what you think? You understand? When, and just to say, doesn't everybody say chase your dreams and aspirations? Get the things that you want out of life. God damn it, I want 3 fucking wives. I can't have that out of life because you say that is wrong, that's out of line, because that's your opinion. Hey man, that's on you. You can have just your one wife, no wife. And the crazy thing is, a lot of times it be women that got buku husbands. They dealing with many men. So let me stop now. You understand? That be the case, but you want to get upset with me because I actually deal with all the wives that I would have taken. You understand? Did I read? Yeah, I already read verse 9. All right, where we at on time? Okay, we'll go ahead and close it out. We'll go to the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 10. The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 10. And then we'll close it out. Get out of here. We'll pick it up next week. I just read. Okay. All right. Just gotta mark that in my notes right quick. What is that? Exodus 21 in verse 10. All right. This is the. Wait. Okay, yeah, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10. If he take him another wife, so if a man takes another wife, it don't matter if it's his 2nd or his 13th, his 3,000th. You understand? If a man take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. So if you were already providing the first wife, the first 5 wives, first 1,000 wives, with food, raiment being shelter and home, shelter, home, clothes, food, etc. You understand? Those things are not to diminish. You are not to stop what you're doing just because you got another woman. Having another woman doesn't mean anything for you. And of course, Goes right back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And if you're dealing with the good one, man, they'll let you know, like, nigga, I don't need your money. I'll take care of myself. I just want you. You understand? That's a woman who understands that you are the prize. All right. And her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. That duty of marriage. So in other words, if you be having sex with your wife 5 times a week, or let's say you got 5 wives and you have sex with all 5 of them 5 times a week, when you take that 6th wife, you take that 6th wife, them other 5, you still got to maintain that 5 times a week. There is no, oh no, so like it, they, I just took this 6th one, like, now I'm tired. I need to preserve some energy for her. Come on, be sisterly. No. No, you better go take you some energy drink. You better find that energy, because that is not to diminish. You understand? I pray that you do. All right. Again, this is the ISUPK, side of the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Johanna. You understand? This is the ISUPK Las Vegas Tuesday Brotherhood class. I'm Precinct Officer of 500 Iraq. You understand? And with that, class dismissed. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to do that. Hold on.